So the first kind of key and piece of this is just wherever you are right now, you're sitting down on a couch, you're hanging out. I see some of you guys watching. Just take a moment, and I want you to just imagine that you go to the other side of the room and you're looking at yourself sitting there. And I want you to just take in how much detail can you see from that other angle? You know, can you see the back of your computer? Can you see the light that's shining from it? Can you see the self of you that's standing or sitting or watching? How much detail can you pick up as you're looking from this alternate perspective? Now, you're not usually used to seeing yourself from this way, except for in the mirror, right? But let's try something different. Now, imagine you go up above yourself. And I want you to look down at the top of your head. How often do you see the top of your head? Hardly ever. So here's a different viewpoint, a different experience than maybe you're used to. But if you spend a moment with it and you just look, it can have the same level of clarity. Now, you can do the same thing from anywhere. So outside your window, the top of your house. What's your house look like from above? What's it look like down the valley if you fly above your valley or above your yard or your neighborhood, right? So it's okay if you get it really quick. It's okay if you don't, because here's the next step. Visual cues are only one facet of our perception on the astral. When you're dreaming, you don't just see things, you also hear things, right? But let me ask you a question. When was the last time that you had a dream where you smelled something really strongly? So there's a practice that we can use to actually develop our astral senses, which develop literally the mental body's ability to capture, remember, and store data in the field of our sensory perception, whether we're in our body or not. So the way that we do this is the standard technique that I've used for a long time is you basically take a deck of playing cards and you pick a card and you put that card somewhere in your house. You can also put it somewhere in your yard. You can also stash cards in other places around town if you like, certain message boards and things like that. But just start with your house and take the card and then take something that has a very specific texture or feeling and weight to it, right? A crystal, an object, a ball, a sphere, put it with the card. Then take something that has a strong, significant smell, maybe an essential oil, put a little bit on something, a flower, a piece of lavender, etc. Put that with the card. Take something that has a taste. It could be a little bit of liquid or drink. Notice I have my Pleiadian blue juice tonight. You just take something that has a taste, a peppermint, a lozenge, whatever you want, a little bit of taste. So you've got a feel, you've got a view, you've got a smell, you've got a taste. And finally, it's great if you have something that is like a little miniature bell or a small piece of glass that makes a sound, and put that as well with that altar. And then what you're going to do is when you're going to bed, you're just going to practice getting up, imagining going over to that altar, sit down, look at the card. How much detail can you look at and get from that card? Feel the object. How much can you feel the weight or the structure, the taste, the texture of the object? Smell the smell. Can you pick up the essence of that smell that you left there? Hear the sound. And what you're doing is you're literally flexing and working out the muscles of your mental sensory perception. And what will happen, I guarantee it, is if you do this for a little while, you're going to start noticing smells in your dreams. You're going to start hearing more precisely in your dreams. You're going to start tasting more food in your dreams. You're going to start having a more rich, full sensory perception in your dream world. And the reason that we're doing that is because then When you go to actually project your consciousness somewhere, let's say you're going somewhere you haven't been, like Machu Picchu, right? You can actually pick up the smell of the grass. You can pick up the sound of the wind roaring through the valley and whistling through parts of the stone. You can start to actually taste the energy of a place, right? Or try the food in a place you've never been and have a sense of what that tastes like, right? So this is strengthening those muscles, and it's especially powerful and important if you're not visually centric, because as you develop the other senses, your visual sense will get better. You will actually see more the more you open up these other senses. And this gets really, really cool when you start doing astral travel to other planets.